Hi guys, this is Anthony Adamu. My student number is L4086948. This is my first assignment for Marketing Essentials, Mr. Chetan. And it's PO1, PO2, and PO3. So, PO1. Explain the key roles and responsibilities of the market function. So, keyword in this question, explain. My answer. Marketing is an essential tool when starting a business, running a business, or bringing a product or service to market. The Chartered Institute of Marketing defines marketing as the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitably. So not only has it got to come up with the ideas and put these ideas through in advance of knowing them, it then has to make sure that this product comes to market and makes a profit for the business. Otherwise, there would be no point. A marketing strategy is comprised of company-wide strategic planning, designing a business portfolio, and includes the marketing mix, customer relations, managing and measuring return on market investment, which is really important as well. So knowing your margins, knowing your profit margins, knowing your overall turnover. It implements ways of thinking such as SWOT, SWOT, which is an abbreviation for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. SWOT analysis is to gauge a target audience, to have strong branding, and to know your geological area of where you want to sell. Because different areas, different countries will buy different products and services. Marketing consists of the 7 Ps. The 7 Ps are product, price, place, people, promotion, process, and physical evidence. And in each marketing, in each product, service, or anything that's brought to market, you will find workings of the 7 Ps, each area, in every marketing strategy. We call this the marketing mix, the 7 Ps, as I mentioned earlier. And it tackles issues such as product placement, store layout, and target audience. It concerns itself with the pricing of a product and whether or not to come in at the top end, which we call in business terms skimming the market. Coming in with a high price at the top end. Or whether they introduce competitive costing, coming in underneath the average price of an item, bringing a product at the cheapest it can be, which we call market penetration. Strategy implementation of the marketing mix looks both internally and externally at a business in order to maximize profits. It deals with promotion of the physical and the augmented product. Ultimately, marketing bridges a relationship with the market in order to satisfy or exceed customer satisfaction while ensuring both the customer and the suppliers are beneficiaries. Both of them need to benefit from this deal. It helps provide information and awareness for developing new products and develops product distribution. So who you're selling to. Making it as easy as possible to purchase the chosen product or service by the target audience. Marketing creates, sustains, maintains, or adds value to a business, and most importantly, creates a demand for a product or service and drives sales. It is the reason people buy it. It's the driving force behind the sale, behind the counter or online or wherever you're doing your business. It's the process from factory to shelf and considers the entire experience for both customers and suppliers. Another major function of marketing is the Pestel model, which concerns itself with external factors to do with political, environmental, social, technological, ecological, and finally legal factors that could affect the smooth running of a business and therefore how successful it ultimately is. Finally, marketing control is the last little bit I want to talk about on PO1. And marketing control is the measurement and evaluation of results and the taking of correcting action guided by these results as needed to ensure the objectives are achieved. And this in itself is another major role and responsibility of marketing. They have a lot to do. Right, PO2. The question states, explain the roles and responsibilities of marketing and relate this to the wider organizational context. Again, keyword explain. Another keyword in this question, relate. So compare and contrast, let's intertwine things, see how everything works together. My answer to this question. Marketing is one of the major functions that creates a business. All of these functions work in coordination of one another in order to be successful. And therefore, each function directly affects another. For example, when opening a new store, the marketing department will directly affect the IT department. And this happens for a number of reasons. Firstly, the IT department is responsible for setting up all computer networks, internet WANs and LANs, till systems, and barcoding. And they are ultimately responsible for setting up product codes that are assigned specifically to the store in question. So the customer can trace this product back to this store if there's any problems. The sales go through the system and it's allocated to that store. It's very important for stock take. It's very important for projections, earnings, and for overall control of stock and how much you need to buy and sell. Okay, so another area which is greatly affected by marketing, especially when bringing a new product to market or a new service to market, is the finance department. And finance is greatly affected by the marketing of a new product or brand, as they will need to allocate the funds to pay for anything and everything needed for the launch, as well as money for buying and producing the products to sell at market. So not only has it got to do all the advertisement and promotion and everything like that, it's got to have funding for that, but it also has to make sure it can afford the materials and the labor in which to produce the chosen product or service. Finance will also be responsible for the efficient payment of all employees in the company, organization, or business, and that these people are paid on time, because team morale is important. And if you're let down with your money as a worker, you're not going to produce the same quality of work. Finance further involves itself in the investment of surplus funds for further earning. We call this reinvestment, and this is often very important in having a successful company. The final area that I would like to speak about, although all areas are affected by marketing, all areas of an organization will be affected. I've just chosen 3 here to go over and make sure you know that I understand the correlation and the integrated workings of a business and how they all directly affect one another. So the last area I want to speak about is the HR department. HR stands for Human Resources, and it concerns itself and is responsible not only for the recruitment of future employees, but also for the placement of these employees and making sure that they're in the right area so you can get the best out of them, the most out of them, make them work the most efficiently for your company. HR is responsible for administration. So the role of HR is massively important in fulfilling the marketing process, because without HR, there would be no structure within to operate. No training or development would be given to the employees to make sure they know what they're doing properly. And there would be ultimately no relationship between the company and its employees. Right, PO2, done. PO3, question reads, compare the ways in which the different organizations apply the marketing mix, so the 7 Ps, Pestel model, to the marketing planning process to achieve business objectives. So how do we use the Pestel model to identify and further our business in producing a profitable and successful product, company, etc., etc.? So in order to answer this question, I chose 2 similar businesses to compare, and while focusing on the marketing mix of the 7 Ps, assess the differences and similarities between them. Compare and contrast. I chose to compare 2 public houses as I like a drink and have spent many a time in a pub. So the first place I chose to compare was called the City of York Public House, which is an independent business that specializes in an in-house product made by a company called Samuel Smith. And the second company I chose was a branch of a well-known chain called Wetherspoons, which sold products from many well-known and established brands. So already we have a massive difference here. There's one of the places that are selling an in-house product that not many people are aware of, and the other place sells many various products of really well-known brands that everyone would recognize as soon as looking at. The first thing I noticed was the physical evidence, which I found was very similar between the two. Both establishments had traditional pub layouts. However, for the City of York, you had to walk through an outdoor corridor to get to the entrance and exit. Both establishments were situated on the main high street. However, Wetherspoons was more apparent. From the outset, I noticed that Wetherspoons had much more going on in the way of promotion. So it had deals on drinks in the window, and it had an extensive food menu full of offers to mix and match food and drink. So enticing, upselling, getting people to buy more than one item, trying to incorporate a higher sell rate, a higher purchase rate. This was not the same in the City of York, where there were little to no promotions whatsoever. I accounted this to the fact that they were selling an in-house product, and they were generally more of a niche. So they were selling a less well-known product, more specifically designed to the target audience, so the people that like this product. The process of ordering a drink or some food in either establishment was the same. You order at the bar. The only exception was that Wetherspoons offered a table service. They also had a smoking area and numerous employees on shift. So this would be people. They had numerous employees on shift, so about 7 or 8 in comparison to the single barman on shift at the City of York. In both places, the bar is the main attraction in the room and has to be walked past in order to sit or to enjoy the building or the experience itself. You have to walk past the bar, so you're enticed to buy, which is very clever. The main difference, other than the promotion, was price. Wetherspoons, an already firmly established brand, offered its products at rock bottom prices, penetrating the market. Having better links to suppliers, buying and ordering in much higher quantities makes this possible. The food menu was 4 to 5 times the size with a much wider variety. It felt to me like Wetherspoons was a jack of all trades within the industry, and City of York was targeted at a much more niche audience. All of Wetherspoon's pricing was printed in bold at eye level, so you cannot miss it. And all branding was conspicuous. Again, it was an elephant in the room. You can't miss it. Which is important, because people might not know it's there. Without you seeing it, people might not know it's there. And once they know it's there, they're more willing to spend their money, or they might not spend money in the first place. This was not the same in the City of York, where we had to ask the choices were. We had to ask what the choices were. We actually didn't know. Overall, the two establishments are aimed at different audiences and provide different products. However, they do this within the same physical structure and setting. I feel I've covered the 7 areas of the marketing mix, the Pestel model, and that I've demonstrated that I understand how this correlates to the marketing and how this whole process furthers a business, and how important it is to doing that. So again, my name's Anthony Adamu, and this is my HNC Business Management course with Chetan Marketing Essentials, Assignment 1, PO1, PO2, and PO3. Thank you very much, guys.